Welcome to the a.i.r we Weeb. I'm your host, Tim.
I'm Shawna.
Weeb.
And I'm your friendly neighborhood, not a class president, but a principal, in fact.
Today, we are talking about Love is War, Season 2. Do you guys remember what you thought about Season 1?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I just watched it.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I was in boot camp when y'all did the first season.
Okay, so then what did you think about Season 1, Weeb?
It's actually a really good show. If you're just kind of like thinking about ending it all and you need that last little push, just watch this show.
Alright. Weeb has bad takes. Anyways, I really liked Season 1, and spoilers, I really enjoyed Season 2. How about you guys?
I think Season 2 is better than Season 1.
I like Season 2 way better. Oh my word. Way better.
Why?
Oh, thank goodness. I felt like we finally got some like actual character arcs, although not really for any of the girls, but that's fine. It was just nice to actually know these people, and I just finally felt like we got to spend some actual story time with them, and it wasn't just stupid psychological gag after stupid psychological gag. Now it was like something psychological's going on while I'm interested in something else, and it was like, okay, I'm into this.
Kaguya's actually making steps forward into trying for this relationship.
All we know about Kaguya is that she likes the president. We don't ever learn anything about her besides
but her
she's
family
rich.
would hate the president because he's not rich.
Yeah, that's all we know. Everything we know about her revolves around his name's Shirogane, right? Yes. And that's annoying. And then we know nothing about Fujiwara except that she's quirky and fun, and everybody dislikes this about her for some reason, which makes no sense to me.
The new character.
She has a character arc, yes. We know what she is, so I like that.
Yeah, we'll get into it more when we get into spoilers. This is just kind of our general thoughts about the show. Weeb, do you have like a Weebopsis you can give?
Yes.
Don't let him.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't let him talk.
Stupid people go to a stupid school and do absolutely nothing with their entire stupid lives.
Anyway, moving on. We are now getting into the spoiler section. Shawna, do you have an actual good synopsis you could give us?
Okay, so Season 2 starts, and I have completely forgotten all of Season 1, and they don't really remind me about who any of the characters are, which I didn't really like. We just know that the two main characters are super into each other. They have this like weird dynamic where they're trying to get the other one to confess first because it's like a competition. So everything's like psychological, and they're just like, it's funny, it's a good time. And we start getting sort of little mini arcs that are nice after the first couple episodes.
Yeah, I would agree with pretty much everything you said. Ishigami had a really good arc for that one episode. I kind of thought it fumbles a little bit at the end, but I do like that you get this kind of guy who you didn't really think much about. He's just this one dude who's just kind of off to himself the whole time, and you get more introduced to him. I wish we would have got something like that for Shirogane, even though he really took like a step back, I felt like, this season.
With Shirogane, though, we know so much about him that's endearing. Like, we know that he works hard. We know that he cares about people. We know that he doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about money just having it. He wants to work for it. Like, we know things about sort of his family situation. And we don't really know that about Kaguya or Fujiwara or Ishigami until later in the season, and that was annoying to me. I wanted to know these people, and it's like, you're just telling me that Fujiwara is annoying and you all don't like her for some reason, but I don't understand why, because she's funny and quirky, and she's good at everything, and it's just like, why are you all like, oh, that's Fujiwara, dumb Fujiwara? And I'm like, but why? Why is she dumb? I don't get it. Like, I get that she is like an airhead and she's a dork, but like sometimes the way they talk about her, like, I'm so confused.
I think it's just that she's not normal, so they're making fun of her for that. But they're all kind of weird in their own ways, and they all have their own like personal quirks that they all deal with, so I don't get it either.
I would have liked, again, at the beginning, if they show me one time why Fujiwara is weird so that I understand everyone's reaction to her, because she wasn't weird, really. Like, for the first couple, like, nothing was really that weird, and I was like, they're kind of mean to her. Like, I don't get this.
Well, that's why we got Miko, who's like completely in love with her and like will listen to anything she says, even though if it like disagrees with it.
Yeah, I liked that dynamic. It was nice to have something different there. And also, like, when you see how good Fujiwara is at, like, everything. She tutors the president in everything. You're just like, oh, yeah, like, everyone in school actually likes you.
I loved all those training arcs that her and Shirogane got into.
Yeah, they're so funny.
I wonder what my favorite one is. It's probably the singing one, I think. That was the funniest to me.
I really like the dynamic added by Ino being there. Because she strengthened, like, the relationship between, just, like, made Fujiwara and Ishigami more involved, I guess.
I do not like her thing, or her gag was walking in and thinking that everybody was, like, a degenerate. I didn't like that, because I was like, that's not funny to me, but okay.
Oh, I love that. But though, like, the misunderstanding when, like, Shirogane thinks that Kaguya is asking about his, like, what kind of underwear she likes to wear. But she's
that's
like,
funny.
Yeah, she's actually asking what he likes to wear, and there's that whole misunderstanding that culminates with her coming in. I thought that was great.
It's good when I think it's clever and it's funny. Other times when it's just, like, dumb, I'm like, no, it's not funny to me. That's not clever.
On that note, what is everybody's favorite points of the show? We'll start with that.
I think that some of the voice work is honestly the best parts of this show. Some of Fujiwara's delivery is outstanding, and some of Kaguya's delivery is outstanding. I don't like the choice they made for her voice because I think that she sounds like a 40-year-old woman a lot, in not a good way, just she sounds too old. But I think that because of the vulnerability of her character in the second season, they're using that tone of voice less. So I got to
like
see
her little kid voice.
Yeah, there's a lot of different range in her voice in this season, and some of it where she's freaking out, the voice work is really good. And I just noticed the voice work in general, like especially from Fujiwara, was just so excellent.
I think they make her sound that way, like to give her like this sort of sophisticated, mature air to her.
Yeah,
right?
I get why they're doing it, and I get that it's like she's supposed to be like this sophisticated thing, but it sounds like a 40-year-old woman. Like, it doesn't work for me. So that's why I really didn't like in season 1. It pulled me out of season 1 so much, and it only pulled me out of season 2 like twice. I don't know. It was everything was improved to me this season.
I think it's important to say though, the actor is only 27.
Yeah.
I guess I'll jump off of what Shawna said. I also really enjoy the voice acting for this season. Also, I just think the direction is so good because, like, I've read a couple pages of the manga, and you can tell they're kind of stylish and what they're going for. But the way that they put it all together for the show, the whole crazy creativity behind it, it's like so enjoyable to watch every episode. There's always something like you could rewatch and I think find that'll add to it later.
I really liked that too. I felt like the same, I think, as season 1, where I feel like they go over the top in the first episode and it's like they're insane. It's like everything is just too insane, and I'm like, you need to dial it back and calm down. And then after the first episode or two, it totally does, and you can appreciate those dynamics a lot more.
I found it very interesting that this was listed as a seinen show. They do make wiener jokes.
Yeah, but that's like childish. That's not like they're
That's
talking...
like middle school.
Yeah, they're not like getting real explicit or anything.
I liked that we had an entire episode dedicated to best girl Hayasaka.
Yeah, I do love her as a character, and I was kind of confused though about what her personality is, because I feel like they do the whole like, oh, she's kind of robotic, but she does have something.
She has like a split personality almost.
Yeah, and like towards like the end of the season, she kind of gets more like unpredictable with that, and I don't know how I should be feeling about her or like what she's really doing there.
She like takes on that challenge from Kaguya, and she tries to get Shirogane to fall in love with her. And then, like, she's crying. And, like, that's weird. Like, that doesn't really seem like her to me. Like, I'm not saying that she can't cry, but that she would get so upset so quickly. Like, she's so even keel. I don't really get that decision.
I think they're in love with her too, and they're just trying to insert her like whenever they can, even though she probably doesn't need to be there. And I think the result is it kind of feels like, well, okay, she's here, and I'm glad she's here, but what is her purpose?
Well, again, it's like all of the girls, minus Miko, just don't have a fully fleshed out character. We just don't know anything about why they are the way that they are.
Kay kind of gets a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not counting her because she's not even in the main cast. Like, I mean, like, all of the main cast minus Miko, and Miko comes in really late. It's like, really, out of the two main girls, we don't even know anything about you. It's sad because it's a loss because I'm very interested in them, and I'd be so much more interested if I knew even more.
They keep teasing Kageyu's family situation, but we don't.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit more of that this season, because it does feel like the exact same as the first season with no change.
And we get a little bit more from Shirogane, so it's like, I would like a little more of Fujiwara, a little more of
I love his
Kaguya.
dad.
Yeah. We get his dad, and we get like his sister, and we get to see his home life a little bit, and we get to see how
like, get a job.
We even get to see like how he is a little bit like justice oriented, how he helped Ishigami. Like, we get to see these things from his past and his circle of life, and I like that because I like him a lot.
Shirogane gets his eyes from him.
Another thing I absolutely love is that they choose to make Shirogane look tired all the time. I love that they draw him like that.
Remember the one time he gets a good night's sleep and Kageyu is like, something's wrong with him.
Everyone else is like, wow, you look so much better. And then she's the only one who's like, I don't like him.
Oh my goodness, speaking of that, I loved the shoujo parody.
Yes.
Like 5 minutes. That was amazing. I loved it.
It was at the end of the
much.
episode too, where it's just like, here's a little bonus for you guys.
I loved it. I think the best thing about it was the subtle, like, weird, like, noises that they would make, like the
Ishigami and Shirogane.
Yeah, and it would just keep getting more and more and louder and louder. And I just love that because I love shoujo, and I love seeing shoujo made fun of. So to see it made fun of like that, which is like lovingly made fun of, it's great. It was fantastic.
No joke. When I was watching that and they were going over the manga and like, oh, this is like, what are you guys just like all up about this? This is nothing. And they start reading and they start crying. I was picturing Shawna in my head.
I love it. I don't always, it's not always sad though. I like a not sad shoujo personally, but it's touching sometimes.
Every shoujo needs a sad backstory.
Yeah, of course. Someone's got to be sad.
Weeb, can you please come up with at least one actual good point that you liked for the show?
Season 2, episode 5 was a masterpiece.
What happened in episode 5?
Volleyball, baby! They were playing volleyball, working hard.
In season 2?
That's season 1,
That's
Weeb.
season
No,
1.
it's season 2, isn't it?
No.
Season 1.
Oh, it all blends together.
You didn't like Ishigami working super hard running the relay race?
That's stupid.
Don't even kid yourself, as there's no way he made it that far.
You're right.
The balloon I like. I liked the balloon. It was lukewarm, but it was, compared to the rest of the show, a high point.
What a weird way to end the show, by the way. Is the school actually destroyed?
I hope so.
I have a question. Love is War, the manga, is over or ending? Like, how much more material is there for the anime? Like, is it over?
I'm guessing they're doing it all through high school, and that's it. Like, they're currently in their second year, right, in the show, and I think they'll probably do one more for the third year, and then it'll probably end with that.
I think if you like the character interactions, though, maybe like not specifically their stuff, but the rest of the character interactions, I think it's worth keeping it going.
For me, I wouldn't want to continue it because I'd be like, no, I'm going to end it on the story that I planned. But I understand having a different perspective. And there's a lot of pressure when it's very successful to keep it going. So if you think that you can do it and you're still enjoying it, then I get that too.
Well, I mean, it's all about that relationship at the core of Shinomiya and Shirogane. Like, at the end, they're going to either confess or they're just going to go their separate ways, I guess. Like, that has to be how it ends.
What if it becomes a war against her father?
Who knows? It could be anything.
Okay, so we got kind of a best point, I guess. Az, did you say what your best point was?
The cake episode is pretty good.
Oh, that was nice. I liked that.
I liked the whole inner monologue with the different selves of her.
I have no recollection of this.
I don't think you watched season 2.
All right, what was everybody's worst points of the show?
Shawna, you should go first. I feel like you have the best.
No, let's save Shawna for last, because I think she probably has more than... Well, actually, Weeb probably has the most. Az, we'll start with you.
Oh, dang. Oh, man. This is a kind of hard show to binge, I find. It's like a nice, like, week-to-week, like, break from, like, hardcore shows. But, like, binging this show isn't exactly easy, because it's kind of like a low-investment show.
Is that because it's a gag manga? Is it like a gag manga, kind of?
I think so. So it makes sense, but it is hard to get invested in it week to week because of that.
I think week to week it's fine. It's perfect as a week to week show. It's not a binge show.
I pretty much watched it mostly like once a day or two a day, like very chill. There was one period where I was doing lots of mail, and I watched it, and I watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and I watched the dub. And the dub is an absolute atrocity, I have to say, in one aspect, and that is how they pronounce the names. It's like every single person has a stroke every time they say one of the names. They decide to accent the weirdest part in the names. For only Fujiwara's name, they decide to roll the R's and make it sound more Japanese. Nobody else do they try to speak with an accent with. Like, and so it's like, pick a lane. Either you use the Japanese accent for everything, or you speak normally, like, and you make all the words sound the same. And so they did that, and it made me think, like, have I been, like, thinking the names wrong? Like, are they right? And then I go back to the Japanese, and I listen to how the names are said, basically, and the English says them all wrong. I was like, oh, I want to watch, like, more because I'm doing my mail, like, I can't look up, and then I ran out of the dub.
I'm surprised because it is such a popular show. You'd think they would pay more attention to that kind of thing.
It's what they enunciate, the wrong syllables, and, like, and then everyone says it that way, and it's just like, I can't. I'm just so confused.
Yeah, I'm learning Japanese, and one of the things I've learned is that English speakers do tend to put stress on certain parts of words, whereas the Japanese say everything very flat.
And there's also just a way to just read it that it makes sense in how just you would read it in English. Like, Shinomiya is just Shinomiya. Like, you don't really think about it, but they say it like Shinomiya, and it's like, I'm going to kill you all. That's not how anyone says anything. And it's so weird, every single one.
What do they say? Shirogane.
No, I feel like they say Shirogane, maybe. I don't remember.
That made me uncomfortable.
Don't quote me on that one. I'm pretty sure one of them is either Shinomiya or Shirogane, and it's like, that is just wrong in every way.
Az, remind me again, what was your worst point?
I don't know how to say it. It's a low investment show. I don't know how, if I'd say it. That's like, that can be a bonus point, or it could be a positive or negative, depending on who you are. It's like the equivalent of a popcorn flick as a TV show.
And the more it goes, though, the more we do know the characters, so it becomes more investment. It's just lower investment than it could be, and that's what I find sad, because I'm like, you could invest us so much more in these jokes if you just gave us a little development or just gave us a little context for a lot of this stuff.
Weeb, let's go to you. What are your worst points of the show? Let's just get it out of the way.
Okay, there's literally only one good character, Chika. The only one that ever tries at anything. No one tries hard. There's one episode of volleyball. 2 explosions, kind of.
No one ever tries hard.
No. Or they'll try and then give up on it like 2 seconds later. They try
Not
hard,
the
but it's
man
like...
who never sleeps that always forces her to teach him stuff. He never tries at all.
He's such a hard worker, Shirogane. We just don't see it because the show's not about his work in student council. His thing is that he's literally working nonstop all day, always. That's his thing.
You don't remember in the first season, he's trying to convince that one dude to get a job because hard work triumphs all things?
But is it a theme in the show?
Yeah. He's literally always like that.
His thing is that he's a very hard worker when it comes to his studies, and he's very kind. Like, he's very selfless when it comes to helping out other people, which is what Shinomi, I think, says in the show, is that that's what originally attracted her. She didn't think there could be people like that.
I thought this was Weeb's bad points on the show.
We all know you didn't pay attention when you watched this, so...
I think I slept through that cake episode because I literally have no memory of it at all.
Weeb's bad points in the show is that this is not his type of show.
No, this is not a show for me. I liked the Chica dance.
Did you guys think that the Kaguya dance that she does when she's trying to find her, like, calming move is like their take on her version of a Chica dance?
I felt like it was a nod to that, but they didn't really want to do this whole thing where they animate this whole like music part to the show. So they're just like, oh, here you go. Here's a nice little bit of animation for you.
I liked how Ishigami will just say really like blunt, prescient kind of things, just like, and then he'll get cut off, like someone won't let him finish his thought.
Yeah.
One of the things that made me laugh out loud was when he's wearing Kaguya's uniform. He's like, it's a little tight around the pectoral area.
One of my favorite parts for him was after they finished their terrible game and he's been like, he got eliminated in like the first move of the entire game.
Yeah.
And Chica's like sitting there and he's giving Chica all of his notes about how to make the game good. And it just cuts away from like him just speed talking and she's just like half listening to all these notes. I thought that was so funny.
Do you think they're going to couple Ishigami with Miko?
Yeah. 100%.
I hope so. They're super cute.
The classic enemies to lovers.
Poor Chica. Now who will she end up with?
Chico is never gonna be with Ishigami. There's no way.
New ship. Chica and Hayasaka. Let's do it.
Chica and some boy from another club that just comes out of nowhere and she's been dating him this whole time. That's what
that
would be funny. Because that is Chica. She has a whole full life outside of the student council.
I guess I should talk about my worst points of the show. I think I mostly have a problem with the ending of the season. How it's just kind of everything with their relationship doesn't really have like a climax. Like, I guess you could say the stuff with the kissing was like the end of that, but there's no real like period point to that for the season.
There's no plot, really.
Right, and I felt like season 1 did have that.
That's what I read in some reviews is people said, like, we got all these character moments, but ultimately it's like they don't matter because nothing culminates in anything. So it's like, we get the weirdness from them almost kissing, but then it's like it's gone.
The phone part thing felt like the ending, right?
Yeah, but I feel like that's not really what the show's about. I mean, yes, like that's important, but I think it's really about that core relationship between Shirogane and Shinomiya. Like, we want to see them have some finality, at least with the season. Obviously, it's going to keep going.
Is the show really about Kaguya being freed from her shackles of her family?
Kaguya's family isn't the problem. Like, yes, they're rich. Yes, they have, like, rules and stuff. But, like, I didn't get the impression from this season that her family is gonna be, like, a villain.
I think her dad is 100% a villain.
Yeah, you get even less about her family this season.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Going back to the kissing thing, I did like that they did mention it with each other, where Shirogane, because he notices that she's been ignoring him, he brings it up like, oh, was it about that where we almost kissed? And like, I was like, whoa, this is like a huge step into their like possible, eventual relationship.
Yeah, that they're actually discussing this.
yeah, this like romantic thing that almost happened. And I would have liked to see more of that maybe at the end. Like maybe they should have saved that.
I like that too. It was nice to see something acknowledged because that takes it out of like gag territory and more into like developmental arc territory because you're like, okay, we're acknowledging this.
Yeah, that's what we hope to get more of in the next season.
We didn't talk about my bad points, but I already talked about them throughout the show, so this is fine. Oh wait, I do have a one more problem that I'm super mad about. It was so wrong that Ishigami didn't tell that girl that her boyfriend was cheating on her and all this stuff because now she never knows the truth. She continues going out with guys like that. She like has no opportunity to become a better, stronger person. Like you're not helping somebody by shielding them from truth that causes them pain. That does not help them.
I said earlier that I didn't like how they kind of fumbled it at the end. That's kind of what I was disappointed about, I guess, was that.
I just didn't like that because it didn't make sense. Like, she wouldn't have reacted to Ishigami snapping at her like that, and he had wronged her in her perception, and there's no reason now not to tell her. The only reason for him not telling things before was to protect her reputation and so that nothing got out. There's no reason now not to tell her, hey, he cheated on you. He did all these awful things. That's why I did what I did. Believe me or not, that's what happened. Like, you're now doing her an active disservice. You're hurting her. And on top of that, you're snapping at her and, like, being really rude. Like, I understand, yes, putting this behind you, but, like, that was all so backwards. It bugged me a lot.
Yeah, they've kind of made it really just about Ishigami and his, like, getting over it, basically.
It could have been done the same way as, oh, I'm going to get over it by I'm going to tell her the truth. And it's going to finally be done, and she can now shoulder her responsibility in it, and she won't be hurt by rumors now because enough time has passed. That would have been the best of both worlds. Like, you protected her, and now you're telling her what happened. But no, we get this whole weird thing. And then it bugged me. I thought, oh, cool, maybe Kaguya's going to walk over there and tell her the truth so that Ishigami doesn't have to. And then nobody does anything. And I'm like, ugh.
So it sounds to me like we're all coming around to the idea of the show's just bad at its core.
No, Weeb, they are bad points, but it does not necessarily make the whole show bad.
There are some shows without any bad points, like Haikyuu. Perfect show, perfect A+ gold.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure that I heard a certain weeb say, I hate season 4. I hate season 4. I hate it.
I hate the art. The art in season 4 is garbage, and I will stand by that till the day I die.
Okay. What is everybody's best boy and best girl?
Ishigami and Shirogane. I love them. I don't know.
But Shirogane's dad, though?
No.
As best boy, best girl?
Probably Ishigami or Shirogane as well. Best girl is definitely Hayasaka, though. I will stand by that until the day I die.
No, Hayasaka is not best girl. Come on.
Yes, she is.
No.
She's constantly working in the shadows. She's working for us, the people.
That's literally all she is, though. She's just a robot. Like, she's not.
She's a real human being with real human
That's
feelings.
what they tell us, but I'm not sure I believe them. So.
Well, she has the potential to be, like, amazing best girl, but I think they don't use her to her best ability.
That's what I think. She's just a device.
That makes Chica best girl.
Yes.
I think Chica is best girl.
Which I think she was probably my best girl last season, too. Weeb, do you have a best boy?
He hates all of them.
Yeah, kinda.
I think you should like Shirogane because of all the hard work he does.
He doesn't like mental hard work. He only likes physical hard work. That's the problem.
True.
He doesn't actually like hard work.
But he does do physical hard work because he learns how to dance.
He learns how to dance. He learns how to play volleyball.
See, that's the thing. He's wishy-washy. He tries everything for, like, a little bit, and then he's just like, I'm over it.
Well, he doesn't. It's because he does it to learn it for a specific thing, but he's not doing it to continue doing it forever. He's already working like 19 hours a day. He's not going to go learn volleyball and join the volleyball team.
There are 5 more hours in the day. What's his excuse?
Any opinions about the art or the sound design, anything like that? I know we already talked about the voice acting.
It's all good.
I like the art okay.
Pretty standard art.
I noticed this just today while I was watching that I like what they do with Kaguya's eyes. Like, depending on her emotions, her eyes are different, how they look. Like, they might be dead inside, like when she's cold.
Yeah.
And when she's, like, happy and in love, they change and they're, like, more, like, vibrant.
I like the little flower to show when she's been ditzy.
I just loved how they redid the art of everything for the shoujo bit.
That definitely was a highlight for me.
I like how they changed Chico whenever she's being, like, chaotic.
They literally changed Chica constantly.
I know. I love it.
This is your section, opening and ending themes.
Dude, they're absolute bangers. Daddy Daddy Do might be better than the first Love is War song.
Oh, I don't know.
It's so good.
I think the music might be better, yes, but I don't know if this entirety of it is as good as the first.
That's fair.
Yeah, I've been listening to you sing that for like a while now.
It's perfect. It's brilliant. It's amazing. That ending, so cute, with the little cell phone changing her whole world and connecting her to the people, kind of giving that idea of her isolation again, even though we don't see it in the show besides that one time.
All right, what is everyone's out of 10 ratings? Let's go with Weeb first.
Out of 10?
Season 2, not Season 1. Oh, actually, no, let's hear Season 1 rating, since you don't get yours yet.
I'd give it a 3. Like, legit.
A 3 for both seasons.
Yeah.
Okay,
I am giving up
what's your out of 10
and
ratings?
explaining to him how this works, but it's fine.
If 5 is average, 5 is just whatever. You're not suffering. And then 4 would be like, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd say 3 is fair. Or did I say 2? Did I say 2 or 3?
3 is more fair than a -5. I will give you that, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 7? A 7.
what did you give Season 1?
Probably a 7 or an 8? I don't know. It's about the same.
So you thought it was not better or worse than Season 1?
I like it better than Season 1 in some aspects, but not in all aspects. So yeah, it's about the same rating, I think.
Shawna?
I'm gonna give it a 7. I think that's what I gave season 1. I'm not sure. I enjoyed it, I think a lot more, but I don't think that it was necessarily, I don't think it goes up into 8 territory, which is, very good as a show. I still think it's still just at good. And my sort of emotional response to it doesn't really bring it up a level, objectively. I still think season 1 was still around the same, even though I like this one better, personally. So 7 for me.
Nice. For me, I feel a little trapped because I gave Season 1 a 9.
I forgot you did that.
Bruh.
Yeah, I did give it a 9, and I think it is a good show. I want to give it an 8, because I do think it's on par with Season 1. Although, now that I've watched more anime, I think my standards have gone a little higher. So even though I do think it's the same level as Season 1, I can't give it a 9, so I'm going to give it an 8.
Oh, yo! I gave season 1 a 6.
Oh, so you're higher on the show.
Yeah, which makes sense, because I really did think that season 1 was just fine, which is 6. And 7 is okay, this is good. And season 2 for me was that. So that makes sense.
I think Season 2 didn't hit as much potential as we were hoping for with how Season 1 ended.
But it did deliver on some things. Some stuff is really good. You had that, the shoujo parody was really awesome.
More Hayasaka, always great.
Ishigami arc.
Yeah, you got some more arcs and character development, which is what we wanted. But there are some things that lack,
The relationship moved forward?
Yeah, the relationship, which is obviously
It did
crucial.
move forward, though.
It did move forward. And you have, the whole thing with Kaguya's family. We would have liked to see more. But, yeah, I don't know. I can't really knock it one whole point. I feel like I am just settled on it's about the same. But I can't give it a 9, so I'm going to go to 8.
Would you say you bring your Season 1 rating down to an 8 as well?
I don't know. I'll rewatch it and maybe have to update it. What are everybody's similar show recommendations, if any?
I can't even think of one. I'm just gonna say read Horimiya again. It's just a beautiful time of love and friendship and no plot as well. But it's just like character interactions, which is basically the same.
I don't really have one, but I guess one that you could watch, which is similar and it has like really like different weird characters, would be Love, Chinibyo, and Other Delusions. I'm rewatching that right now, and it's solid. It's not my favorite, but it is solid.
Yeah, fair. I don't have any similar show recommendations.
Just say Haikyuu.
No, I will not say Haikyuu.
Just say. You said it. He said it.
As, can you please plug our stuff? Because I don't know it.
Sure. You can tell Weeb how wrong he is about Haikyuu at feldsquared@nanoland.ca or at our actual email address, the.airweweeb@gmail.com.
Let's announce what our show is that we're reviewing next.
Noragami.
Noragami. I'm excited. I watched the first season. I did not like it, and that was many years ago. And I've since found myself saying, gee willikers, I sure would like to watch Noragami again and see if I was wrong.
I read the manga way back when.
I have not seen or read anything.
I watched the first half of season 1.
Just to clarify for the listeners, we will be reviewing 1 and 2 seasons.
Is the outro music going?
Well, I mean, are you guys going to ask me if I have a weeb word?
Do you have a Weeb word?
Weeb word! I forgot about the Weeb word.
I could ask myself. I do. Tim, do you have a weeb word? I do have a weeb word. It's actually, I think it's more of like a phrase. I don't know. But it's mono no aware, which it's kind of like a state of like realizing that things are passing, but you're kind of appreciating it. And you're kind of bearing witness to life passing you by, and you're appreciating everything that happens. And I only chose that mainly because of that episode with the phone, where I thought was really nice how she kind of doesn't realize she misses those memories of the pictures, that they're all gone. But then I like how they bring it back with the new phone, and that they're all sharing these pictures they took together with her, and she has more pictures now.
This is very deep.
Yeah, this is the deepest weeb word yet, I think.
A weeb phrase, even.
Good job.
Thank you, yeah.
I like it.
Alright, I think the music's playing. Az, you want to sing it?
Daddy, daddy,
love is what, love is what, lemon bar.
For anyone who doesn't know, the episode I recently just edited, Weeb doesn't say anything. There is an hour of Weeb not talking.
Is that because you didn't watch it?
I watched Tower God. No, I was eating, I think. I was hungry.
Sounds like Weeb.
There's just an entire hour. If you think you can replace Weeb, please email us at theairweweeb@gmail.com or tweet at us at theairweweeb.